Cool, guys. Firstly, thanks for coming along. Quick introduction. My name's Adam Callow. I'm the founder of a company called Expert Trades. In terms of what we do as a business, we sort of class you guys and girls as accidental business owners. So you kind of end up having two jobs. You're on the tools every day, and then you also have to work out how to run a business. So our job at Expert Trades is basically to make running the business easier. We've got something called Expert Trades Live, which we've been doing for about 2 years now, which is one-day workshops in partnership with Baxi, where me and our team go around the country holding focus groups or workshops of like 8, 10, 12 heating engineers, helping you guys do sales and marketing. So today we've got sort of 7 top tips about marketing, and I don't want it to be death by PowerPoint, so if there's anything that comes up that you want to know more about, I think there's a Q&A session at the end. This is just Expert Trades Live stuff, but we'll get straight into it. Firstly, we talk about brand. So branding is more than just the logo. A great example of this, and you might have seen it, is we've seen a coffee mug, okay? We know that you can pay, I got this on the internet, as you can tell, because it's got $1 on it. The joys of nicking stuff off Google. $1 you can pay for a coffee, or £1 you can pay for a coffee, or you can go to Starbucks and pay 3, 4, 5 quid. Or if you're like me that has the caramel macchiato double pumped, it's like 7 quid and you need to take out a mortgage for it. The only 2 differences between this is 1, the brand, and 2, the space that you go to enjoy the coffee. This is the power of a brand. So as you guys think about yourselves as business owners, you need to think about how you position yourself in front of your customers. There's a couple of things that are benefits to the brand. Firstly, it increases sales, because a brand is really easily referred. And a lot of you guys in the audience probably have a brand, it's your name, okay? They need to remember your name. So what we're trying to do is create something bigger than just yourself. Next, when you have a brand, it's more trusted. People are happy to spend more money with you. And lastly, just out of curiosity, who in the room has got a company name named after themselves? Okay, cool. I'm actually surprised at that. It's normally more hands that go up. My aspiration for the installers and plumbers that we work with is you end up spending a lot of your career building up your business, but because it's tied into just you and it's your name, you can't sell it on. Whereas over time, you build up a really good asset, you build up a customer base. So what you need to think about is building a brand bigger than yourself, because I'd love to see more installers or plumbers sell their business on and see some reward at the end of it, compared to just hanging the tools up after 40 years in the business and then saying, job done. So, bit of an obvious one, but brand means nothing until it does. This basically means that you have to be consistent. Over time, you have to work on your brand. Next, it's not just the stuff that you see, it's how you act with your customers. It's not just the logo on the van. Branding needs to be consistent across your website, your Facebook, your phone calls. Every touch point with your customers, you need to start being more consistent with. And next is, as you bring more people into your company, who's got more than themselves in the audience? So who's got like a team of 2, 3? Cool. So as you like build your teams out, if you really know who you are and what your business stands for, and the person you then hire is inconsistent, they're damaging your brand. So as business owners, it's your responsibility to basically teach them what your brand stands for. I think someone just broke my laptop. Next, we talk about reviews. Who in the audience collects reviews? Cool. I hear this too often, which is, I don't need reviews, word of mouth, it's all been word of mouth, been doing this for 30 years, I don't need reviews online. Well, here's a stat. I'm a bit of a geek, I like stats. So 88% of people class online reviews as important as word of mouth. This is the way the world's going, we can't change it. So we need to get on board. So the recommendation that I always make is collecting reviews in 3 different places, and there's 3 places to do it. So firstly, Facebook. Class is recommendations now, but who's got a business Facebook page? Cool, just sat down, nice to meet you. So 1, you can collect reviews on Facebook, super important. You don't want to put all your reviews in one place. Secondly, you want to make sure you collect reviews where you own them. So Check a Trade, as an example, recently changed their T's and C's, where if you leave, you can actually take your reviews with you. Super important. Next, and this is a very shameless plug, our company's Expert Trades, we launched a competitor to Check a Trade. It's called Verified. No lead fees, no subscription fees, free for life for the trade. and you own the reviews when you sign up. That's our personal mission, to basically put Checker Trade, Rated People, and My Builder completely out of business, and I'm glad it's on camera. Third, Google. Google's super important because that's where homeowners go to find you a lot of the time. And on Google, which we'll see later, is your reviews show up. So as a job to do, make sure you're collecting reviews in more than one place and you own them. So what about Google? Who here has got a website? Okay, cool. So many people say to me, I don't need a website because I win all my work by word of mouth. What happens when someone recommends you is 7 out of 10 customers now put your company name into Google to see what shows up. So whether you're winning work by word of mouth or not, you need this reinforcing factor that you know someone's going to Google the business. Stuff like this shows up. So we just covered off reviews, and you can see on the sidebar of Google, which is what's called Google My Business, it's that page on the side, it starts to pull reviews from Facebook, from Yelp, from Verify, from Rated People, from all these services. Everyone sees this, looks at the reviews, and goes, okay, I trust you a little bit more now. But they always end up on your website. So who's got a website that's over 10 years old? You're like the best audience I've ever heard of when it comes to marketing. Or, are you awake, sir? There we go. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Everyone ends up on your website, but it's good to hear that everyone's got one. A couple of top tips when it comes to websites, because our company's probably built 550 websites the last 2 years for trade professionals. It's one of the core things that we do. Firstly, it has to work well on Google across lots of different devices. Easiest way to test this, open up your website on your phone today. If it's hard to read, it's not mobile responsive. And you can kind of go, oh, okay, that's not too big of a problem. But if your website isn't mobile responsive, Google's just going to keep moving it down in the rankings, which means if you're paying someone for SEO or to get more reviews or leads, you're wasting your money. So just test that on your phone. Next, keep it up to date. And I know it's really hard sometimes, especially as an installer, to take good photos. The amount of photos that I've seen of a gas engineer standing in front of a boiler trying to make it look interesting, I understand it's hard. But take photos of your work, take photos of your van, take photos of you doing the work and start telling the story and get that onto your website. That's what resonates with people. That's what they care about. This is a really geeky bit, but it is super important. Everyone that's got a website, just make a note of this, because this is an impact that Google launched October last year. Type in your website address. If it says not secure at the top, it's because you don't have one of these. It's called an SSL certificate, okay? It's a very geeky little thing that people like me that like this have to install on your website. If it's not installed, your website's going to keep moving down in the rankings. So if you've had a website and it's ranked your number one, it's won you loads of work, for me, just go and well, not for me, I'm probably never going to see you again. For you, go and check that this is installed. Otherwise, you're going to keep moving down the rankings. It costs you about 60 quid to do it for 2 years. You have to keep renewing it. And the next thing is SEO. Who knows what SEO stands for? Cool. Ninjas on the front, like it. We're going to talk about this now. So most people come back to me and go, like, WTF is SEO? And I'm like, oh, okay. It's a lot to try and cover off in a 30-minute talk. But this sort of sums it up for me. Who knows this film? Field of Dreams, okay? There's this belief, and we get it all the time. We built 550 websites, that if I build a website for one of you guys in the room, that all of a sudden you're going to get to the top of Google and you're going to win loads of work. It's not, if I build it, they will come. There needs to be some work put into your website. This work is called SEO, so it stands for Search Engine Optimization. Very basically, it's the practice of putting words on your website that are relevant to what you want to rank higher for. Where are you based, sir? Where do you trade? Islington. Gas engineer? Supervisor. Okay, for this I'm going to pretend you're a gas engineer. Okay, so this gentleman here does boiler installs. So he wants to rank for boiler installs Islington. So very simply, on his website, on a blog or a news area, he needs to type about all the work he's done in Islington. Put a new Baxi 600 boiler in Islington, here's the job, here's what happened. And to be honest, it'll be really boring. But that's the stuff that you need to add to your website because it helps you rank higher in Google, okay? A couple of tips on this. You don't have to write loads of stuff. General rule of thumb, 300 to 500 words. Do that every 2 weeks, and your website's going to rank higher in Google. You can do it yourself. You can pay people to do it, but you can do it yourself. There's a really nice little tool here. Everyone's used Google. Do you know when you start typing in, and it starts to tell you, like, oh, do you mean these? They're the most common searches. So for you to find the words that you want to rank for, type it into Google and see what's suggested. And then write more things on your website using those words. Super easy and free. Next, 2 of our customers do this, and it works a treat. If you don't like to write, open your phone up, record the job that you're on, and there's a website called rev.com. You can upload a 5-minute thing of you talking about the job. It will cost you $5 a minute, and they'll convert it into a transcript for you. You put that on your website, and you've just done SEO. It's as easy as that. So if you talk into your phone twice a month, you're going to start outranking and winning business off your competitors in your area on Google. And the last one is a lot of, who pays for SEO in the room? Does anyone pay for SEO? Man at the back. If you pay for it, 85% of what you pay for, you should be able to see. We started to do services, SEO services, and bits like this. So we got sick to death of agencies saying, oh, we've done all this stuff behind the scenes. Trust us. If you're paying someone for content on your website, you should be able to see it yourself or read it yourself. Can you tell I like titles like this, like catchy headline? This is all about Facebook, okay? Facebook is not just there for stalking ex-girlfriends or looking at funny cat videos. It's a really, really powerful marketing engine. So just to recap, there's more people here. Who's got a business Facebook page? Okay, this is something for everyone in the room to pay attention to. So, firstly, for those of you, 90% of you that haven't got one, go and create one, okay? Your website and your Facebook page are the 2 biggest tools you're going to use when you market your business in the next 3 to 5 years, and that's just a fact. When you set it up, make sure you actually set up a company page. And this isn't in the presentation, but for me, if we've got something like Brexit or something like that, please do not post your personal opinions about Brexit on your business Facebook page. Guess what? Well, guess why? Because 50% of your audience you've just turned off. Whatever your views are, keep it to your personal page, not for your business page. Next, again about branding, just make sure that you get your logo in the top corner. Make sure that when you create your page, your header image is optimized for the page. So check it on a mobile device. Check it on a laptop. Change this. If you've got a deal on, this is the biggest piece of real estate on your Facebook page. Upload something up every 3 to 4 months and just keep it fresh. So, 3 key things about your Facebook page. 1, it allows you to create content and push it out to your audience. Next, as you build the audience of likes, actually let me just touch on likes. Please never get, who's in like a Facebook group like Gas Chat, Plum Chat, or something like that? Never participate in this like for like thing. Because all that happens is 700 plumbers like your page, but guess what? None of them are going to hire you because they do the same job as you. Okay? So don't do that, because we've seen Facebook pages get destroyed by doing it. As you build up your following and your audience on Facebook and people like it, you stay top of mind. This is where it comes back to brand. If you're top of mind and you have a strong brand, you win more referral work. Next is something that's super powerful. If you've got a Facebook page, so you guys go set one up, it allows you to access something called Facebook ads. So that as an advertising platform is possibly the easiest way to get in front of the most relevant customers at the cheapest cost. And this is where we go a little bit geeky. So if I've only got like a certain amount of time here, but if any of this you're interested in, please follow up with me, because this is what's changing a lot of the leads that we generate for our customers. There's something called the Facebook Pixel. I won't bore you with it, but it's a little bit of code that goes on your website, and it allows you to do 3 things. Firstly, it allows you to track conversions on your website. So what that basically means, if you're spending money on Facebook ads, you can see if they're generating real leads. Next, we've all had that thing where you shop on Amazon, and the pair of the boots that I bought 2 weeks ago, they follow you around the internet everywhere you go. That's called remarketing. So if someone's been on your website and they've looked at boiler service Islington, you can then see, did they come to my website and fill in my contact form? No. So then you can send an advert just to the people that have looked at your boiler service page Islington with an advert that says, hey, do you live in Islington? Looking for a boiler service? Click here. And it's really cheap, okay? Next, and someone's going to say the words GDPR, or afterwards say you can't do that because it's GDPR not compliant, you can create what's called a lookalike audience. So who has a database of customers of over 100 people? So you can take those lists and upload it into Facebook, and this is all compliant. Because your existing customers are your perfect customers. They're people that have bought from you and know you and like you. So if you take that list of 100 people and put it into Facebook and say, find me more people that look like this, it then creates a group of people that have similar interests, similar demographics, where they live, where they buy, what they like, whether they shop at Waitrose, Tesco's, whoever your target demo is, Facebook does all that work for you. And it takes 4 clicks. I guess to give you an idea of the power of Facebook is one of the most successful campaigns we've ran for some of our community who do boiler services and boiler installs is they know that when someone moves house and they've got kids, that they want to make sure that the boiler is safe. So on Facebook, we run adverts that say, just moved house, is your boiler safe? Click here for a check. Because on Facebook, we can run that as a targeted message, 5 miles on your postcode. And if we're looking at a certain demographic, we'll target people like that shop at Waitrose, like upper-end clients. And because they've just changed their address on Facebook, we know they've just moved home. And they like certain pages, which shows they're a mum. So you can get that level of detail, and it's 10% of the cost that you're going to be paying for stuff like MyBuilder and Rated People when you get it right. And sort of point 7 for me is all about wasting money. Please ignore everything that I've said unless you're prepared to track where your leads come from. Because what you'll do over time is you'll spend lots of money on your marketing, but you won't know what's working. So you just keep spending more money. And then over time, it will stop being efficient. You'll be scared to turn this off, or Facebook off, or SEO off, because you don't know what's winning you the work. So what we do is we actually got told off the other day, you're not allowed to say mind map stuff, I think is the word now. Mind map things, rank it, and what I mean is try Facebook, try SEO, try Rated People, even though it makes me sick in the mouth to say it, okay? Try all these different services, but make sure that when a customer calls you up, you say, where did you hear about me from? And the things that you're looking for and how we want you to measure it is, one, how much does it cost you to get a lead? So a lead is simply someone picking up the phone and saying, I'm interested, can you come and see me? Next, how much does it cost you to actually get a quote? So let's say I spend £100 on Facebook ads and 10 people call me, that was £10 a lead. If 5 of those get a quote from me, I've paid £20 a quote. And lastly, is how many of them actually converted to a customer. So if I spend £100 on Facebook ads on boiler installs and I get 1 customer, I've spent £100 for that job. And you might say, I'm prepared to spend £100 on that job because I make more than that, there's grand's worth of labour in it, I'll pay that all day. Fine. With Facebook, you just spend more money and more leads come out the end of it. That's the real joys of Facebook as a platform. You can get in front of everyone locally. I wanted to really leave some time at the end, guys, but my name's Adam. My email address is there. If you guys have got any questions, comments, or want to speak to me, I'm super accessible. Or if you're on Facebook, search for Expert Trades. We've got an online community there just for trades professionals, about 5,500 people in there, and we put content like this up there all the time. Thank you very much for your time. Are there any questions from the room? Cool. Cheers, guys. Thank you.